Hi Coach, good morning. I'm Nazrin from Bernama. Coach, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the game against Malaysia? Is your first Tier 1 match since 2021? Okay, so how excited you and the boys ahead of the clash against Malaysia tomorrow night?
Good morning, everybody. First, yes, I told the team yesterday in the evening, I'm very satisfied that we can play this last test match against Malaysia before we know we're traveling to India and make our qualification there in the AFC qualification, and our good relationship to Kim Pangong was the reason that we could play this game here tomorrow. And for us, until now, it was not an easy time in Hong Kong, especially for me as new head coach, because I arrived Hong Kong in end of December. I have to go in quarantine for 3 weeks. Then in Hong Kong, they make a lockdown for everything, for sport, everything, and they stopped the league and for almost 4 months. And the player could not play matches, they could not train with the club teams more together. So for everybody in the football business, it was a crazy time for us. But now we don't have to look back on that. We have to see in the front, and from middle of April, the team start with 7 players to train in the Hong Kong FA training center, and from beginning of May, we starting with a bigger group and stay there for around 2 weeks to make the basis work again, what you say, because they were without training for 4 months, and the condition was really not good. So we're starting with a basis work, and after that, middle of May, we traveled to Thailand, stayed there for two weeks, and working very good together. And now we are together for 4 weeks, and our play some. We have not only trained, we have played some friendly matches in this time, and we have some good results for our actually situation. And I'm happy now to get this last test match tomorrow here in Kuala Lumpur against Malaysia.
Coach, so how is the condition of your team at the moment, and how do you rate the Malaysian football national team so far?
To question one, condition, of course you have to understand our condition is not 100% good. I think in Malaysia they don't stop the league, they still train, and they play the matches in January, February, March, April. But if you don't maybe you can ask him his feeling as player in Hong Kong. He cannot more play football for 4 months is very bad, and not enough train with the team. They have to train by themselves for 4 months, so that was a bad period. So the condition now after 4 weeks together is not 100%, but we try to build it up. We try to get to do as much as possible, but it's not easy, because if I do too much with the team, the injuries will come too easy, and we have only a small group of 25 players, so we have to be careful that we don't take big injuries now, muscle injuries or something, with too hard training. So it's a very difficult line to follow, but we will see what's happen tomorrow in the game. The second question was experience with Malaysia.
How do you rate the Malaysian team so far?
Read?
Rating.
How do you find the Malaysian team so far?
So far, Malaysian team. Okay.
Did you see them play before?
Of course. When I was national coach in DPR Korea, I meet Malaysia 2 times in the qualification, 2017, We played 2 games in Buriram against Malaysia in these times. So I know the Malaysian football a little bit from these times. And of course, we are studying the Malaysian national team now in front of this game. We have see the last games, especially the last games against Brunei and these games before. So we are studying them a little bit. So that is, I think, is a good test for us now to play against Malaysia. They are almost in the same category as we in the FIFA World Rank list, and they play maybe football like, for example, other teams we have to meet in the AFC qualification.
Hi Coach, I'm Carl from Astro Arena. First and foremost, I would like to ask you, throughout your entire career as a coach, is it the difficult moment for your players who with Hong Kong League and earlier than expected in March or April, and then you guys go to Thailand, and then for this upcoming game, is it difficult for you to put your ideology, your philosophy in the team, whereby you need to understand your players' needs as well? So these two combination, you find it difficult to prepare and get ready to face Malaysia?
Yes, in the beginning it was difficult because the condition was not good, and I had my idea how I want to play, my tactical idea, but I couldn't push them so much because the condition was not so high. But I tried to give them my advice in which direction I want to play, and we take day for day, step for step, and I am the opinion now that the player has taken some steps. They understand my way to play, and we will see tomorrow, and we will see the next matches what we can do.
Alright, my next question will be the introduction of 4 Brazilian naturalized players with the goalkeepers and centre back, Diego Weswa and Fernando in attacking. Can we expect something new from Hong Kong over the years, whereby ever since King Fang Bonda, they managed to gather 3 different coaches? I believe you are the best candidate to play more of an attacking style of football rather than pack at the back. So do you see the Brazilian in attacking?
My playing form don't depend on the player of the Brazil, that is clear. But Hong Kong is an international country with a lot of foreign player who can get the passport. It's not only now. This was before in the time for Kim Pong-yong too. He has some African players, he has some Brazilian players too in his team when he was head coach in Hong Kong. That is normal. Actually, we have 4 players with former Brazilian passport. You are right. Sorry that we not can play with the best team here in Malaysia and in India. All our 5 foreign players in China Super League don't want to come here to play with us. That's a big disappointment for me in the beginning, but we had to accept it. The player Helio, who play in Kitche, he has some family reason he cannot play for us, and still 2 other players who can not come to the national team for this time. So we have 7-8 players from normally have to play for us in this game and in Asia qualification cannot play for Hong Kong this time. But I tried to select a squad out of this player we have in Hong Kong and try to make the best team out of this player.
My last question for the coach is there any specific player from Malaysia team that you guys watch before the game? If you don't really know the name, maybe the numbers of the Malaysian players, number 11, 7?
I have a big experience in football. I was 20 years a professional football player in Europe, and I was now 20 years head coach in different countries in Europe and in Asia. I'm a coach who don't focus so much of the opponent. I don't interest the opponent too much. because I don't want to make the opponent too strong for my team. I am a coach who focus more on my team, to make my team strong, to make my philosophy strong. And if my team is playing well, it's not interesting who we play against the opponent. If we play against Malaysia, we play against South Korea or Qatar. We will play the same style, we will play the same way against every team. And I think you know that before Hong Kong, in the last 3 or 4 head coaches, they have more a defensive style. They want to play defensive football, stay in the back, play on counter-attacks. This was with Kim like that, this was for the next coach like that, and the last head coach before me, Mixu, do the same. And they don't get so many good results out of this playing style. So that's why I'm coming here to try to change a little bit, to try to play a other style, what we maybe see tomorrow in the stadium.
Hi coach, behind here. As you mentioned just now, you have short period of time for training to prepare your team. So how, with this weather, Malaysian weather, do you think your team, your boys can do better here? Do you affect your game?
That is a big advantage now in this Corona time. It's not normal that you can have the national team so long together, because Hong Kong closed the league, they closed the training, and we have to do something with the national player before the qualification game. So I was very happy that Hong Kong FA allowed us to stay together as a club team almost 6 weeks before the competition, that I can train with the team what I want. So that is a big advantage for me and for the team to build up a new playing style and get more close to the new players.
Coach, I'm wondering, I'm here. Okay, Coach, do you think this is the last match before your campaign, the qualifying campaign for Asian Cup starts? So do you think, what is the biggest thing that you need to fix for your team in this match? What do you want to see your players doing better in this game before you start your campaign?
Of course, the condition. We have to see now, until now we are playing 5-6 matches, but we are changing a lot of players. We are not all players are playing 90 minutes too much, because we don't have this condition, still not. But we have still 9 days to the first game in India, and now I think the game tomorrow will be some improvement for some player to play after a very long time, 90 minutes again, after this long Corona break. And I hope some player can do it good and can match it good in the tomorrow match.
Coach, of course, winning football matches, every team wants to do it, but like you said, it's 9 days before you start your campaign. So what is the balance? What do you want? A win or keep the players fresh for India? How much difficult is it for you to balance this winning and keeping the players fresh?
No, I told my player all the time, in this preparation, time when we was together, no, the results is not important. The results it's a second important thing. The important thing for me, when we stay together now for these 6 weeks, are that we are improving. That we are improving who we want to play, who we are improving as team, and that is the same tomorrow. If we lose or win tomorrow, don't interesting too much. We have to try to improve this way we want to play, and after the match, then we can see which screws we can still have to what you say, move to get in an optimal position for India.
Coach, one more. You personally had a good record against Malaysia. You beat Malaysia and you beat North Korea twice. So do you think, like you said, the outcome of the match, winning or losing, is secondary. But for you personally, you have beaten Malaysia twice, similar set of players this time. Do you think that you have that edge? You know the players, Malaysian player, a little bit, so you can get a positive result, a win and a good performance tomorrow?
Now I sit here and ask and explain you for 15 minutes that we have some problems in Hong Kong in foremost no football. So I think you all of you understand our situation, and we are always trying to do our best to prepare to the team prepare the team for the match tomorrow. But the match tomorrow is a very important match on the way to India. India is our first important thing and very important thing for the next time. Hong Kong, I think Hong Kong last time Hong Kong qualified for the India AFC champion final was 6 years ago. So they don't have still big expectation of us now after this Corona break, after this not so long, not so usual to play in the final games. But we are trying. We will try our best. We will see what's happened tomorrow first, and then we will focus full of the 3 matches in India. We know we play against 2 teams who we can beat normally, but we didn't know in which condition we are now through or direct in competition with so for example Cambodia and Afghanistan. If we was in the same position condition as Malaysia, who play all the league matches, who can train good, that's more easy to say, okay, we have the chance to beat Cambodia, Afghanistan and India. But at the moment, we didn't know in which condition we are when we play against them. So we have to see, and that is why I say again, first see tomorrow against Malaysia, and then we have to see what we have to do for the championship.
A question to the captain. If I'm not mistaken, you were here in 2017 in Malacca.
Did you play Malaysia in Malacca 2017?
2017. No. Okay. So, like Coach said, you guys had a lot of problem back home, Corona break. But how is the players' mindset now coming to play, build up for the Asia Cup qualifiers?
I think it's very hard for the player to stop for 3-4 months and then we start training again because it takes us a lot of time to pick up the conditions. But we do very hard in Hong Kong. Coach always try to push us out of the comfort zone. So we try to work really hard because we know it's not going to be easy. So we have to work extra hard to pick up the conditions. And then we have a really good training camp in Thailand. So we train twice a day sometimes. And then, so the condition is getting better for the players and we are ready for the Malaysian game, of course. And ultimately, we are preparing for the qualifications because the goal is very clear. We try to qualify, and the coach new style, everybody likes it because we are more aggressive. We don't want to stay at the back anymore. It might not work at the first from the first game or from the second game, but it's going to be a very good direction for the players to work.
If I'm not mistaken, your previous captain, he is in the team. And he was in 2017 in Malaysia. Have he shared anything about how to play against Malaysia, what he knows about Malaysia? Because you guys had a good result against Malaysia when you guys came here. It's a draw, and then when back in Hong Kong, you guys beat Malaysia.
Sorry, again?
Your
How
captain,
much you know about Malaysian football?
your previous captain, is in the team. Has he shared with you his experience playing against Malaysia?
Let me explain. Of course, the previous captain, Afai, the goalkeeper, are the captain of the team, of course. Yeah. I am a new head coach now. I make a group from captains because you don't know who will play now after these problems about these conditions. So I have a group of captains, and today he is in the group for the captain. He's a new player. He's a player who don't have so much experience for the national team before, but he's here for the player side. And if he will be the captain tomorrow, we will see which 11 I will start. So then I depend who will be the captain tomorrow. So now you understand.